Oh, we're tracking really well with injuries, so we're to see how Greg gets through the session today, but I'm pretty confident he'll play. Billy's playing, obviously, and DCE will, go through the session today, and we'll test him out, certainly in defence as well, and see where he sits at the end of the session. So we'll make a decision, at the back end of our session today. So
will Daly do any contact today, Mal?
Absolutely. Yeah, he'll be doing some contact. So he mentioned to me yesterday he's a little bit better than he was, prior to the Manly game when they played, recent times. So, he's in a pretty positive, mindset, and so the club, the team, we're prepared well and we're relaxed, and I think we're ready to go.
So at least he's going to have a run, because there was talk about him maybe being left right up until tomorrow.
Oh, Sean, he'll be running. I mean, I don't know where everyone gets that. I mean, yes, you make those things up, you fellas. Seriously.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, you got to be able to run to play the game of rugby league. So he'll be running today, and we'll make some decisions on him today. I know there's been conjecture about we'll leave it up till just before game time, but this is Origin footy.
You sound upbeat about his chances of getting through today.
Yeah, no, well, he's upbeat, so that makes me positive. So and the individual, he knows, he knows his own body and how it all operates, and you understand if you can play it, you don't play. And we trust him to make that positive decision.
Whether or not Daly plays, Mel, you put utility on the bench, or will you go full forwards?
Well, Ben will play, and then we'll make a decision about what we do with the bench. At this stage, if DCE plays, now we've got to look at what we do with our bench. Do we have a person that can cover there? So we're still going to make those decisions this afternoon, Margie. And we can't. I mean, in my mind, I like to go with 4 forwards, but if DCE plays and there is some doubt on whether he might get through the game, or we may have to take Ben into the team too. So we've got to make those decisions this afternoon. We'll keep it really quiet, and we'll let you know an hour and a half before the game. He's been good all week, Sam. He's fitting in really well. He's mature now. He's playing with that belief that allows him to be where he is today, and he has got a lot of faith and self-belief from the club and his coach at the Broncos. And if he does play, he'll be in a good mindset. He's been training with us all week, and he'll be in a good mindset, and he'll be ready to go.
If Ben plays, how much pressure is that on JT to run the show?
No pressure whatsoever. JT is so experienced at this arena that he puts his own pressure on himself. But that's all he needs to do. I think Ben will do his job. So, and Cameron, obviously, he touches the ball more than any other player on the footy field. So we've got some terrific players, a lot of experience that will help Ben get through the game.
Cameron will stay at 9, Mel?
Sorry?
Cameron will stay at 9, you won't play half-back 5?
No, I'll tell him on his head he'd be number 6 at some stage, probably.
Mel, if Daly plays here, any concern that New South Wales will target the knees? I mean, we saw the Cassiano incident. How
well, I don't think that was intentional. To be honest with you, it was just one of those awkward moments in a game. So, John and Daly will be targeted, as will their 7 and 6. They'll be targeted. So that's the nature of the beast, really. So. That's why we need to make a really smart decision, and that's why we're relying on Daly to make that decision.
Do you worry about the intentional acts though? Because these guys are trying to win their first series in 9 years and a few weeks suspension.
No, there's no intent. Both teams are very competitive, and they love the aggression and the contact of our sport. That's why we play it, and that's just a natural, course of action, particularly at Origin level.
I'm a little confused, Mel.
So am I, Margie. If you're confused, I thought I was making sense.
If Daly does pass the first and he plays, will you still put Ben on the bench?
I don't know yet.
Right.
I'll consult you when that.
Now Willie Tonga's back in camp.
Well, Margie, you've been in the game for such a long time. Honestly, I mean, Well, we just we'll make those really tough decisions. A bit later in the day.
Willie Tonga's back in camp. Is that as a coverage for Greg, or is he just going to be in there for the team build-up as well? Just
coverage. You got to be. We have 18th and 19th men all the time, so there is still a little bit of doubt on Greg, but I think he'll get through the session. We'll nurse him through the session. He'll be right to go tomorrow night for sure. But you never know. I mean, Willie will warm up with the team too. So he'll be part of that 18th man, 19th man. Position, in our warm-up, so you never know what happens in a warm-up either. It's just precautionary.
Now, what did you make of today's headlines with Greg Bird calling Brent Tate a hypocrite?
It's That's the headlines. I mean, I didn't read the article at all. Did it actually call him? Did Greg actually call him a hypocrite?
Yeah.
Oh well, you know, makes a good story. You know, and Brent, you know, I mean, he's entitled to his expression, his feelings and emotions after the game. You know, and you know, he's out there playing tomorrow night, and Greg's out there playing tomorrow night. It adds to the theatre of Origin. You know, I think that's all well and good, and everyone's entitled, like I said, to their opinion. So, but opinions don't really matter when you get on the field. To be honest with you, it's actions.
After 8 straight series victories, or series victories, do you guys feel you deserve a little bit more respect than some of the Blues are showing you?
Oh, not really. You know, that's what the beauty of Origin is. It's you know, we've scrambled home the last couple of years. You know, by a point here and 2 points there. That's been very evenly matched. They deserved their victory in game 1. They defended their backsides off, and you know, and because of that, they come up victors. So I mean, they're in a really good position at the moment. You know, going into game 2, where they're treated as a decider at home. You know, it makes an enormous challenge for our footy team. And but in saying that, I think our players are up to that.
Really, have you got a plan for Jared Hayne and an obvious focus of trying to give you the names?
Yeah, no, we just want to tackle him. That'd be nice, wouldn't it? We can't afford to let him run. He's in career best form, and yeah, no, he's a tremendous player. So yeah, our strategy is to make sure when you get to him, that's the first thing about it, getting to him, and then actually tackling him would be nice, wouldn't it?
Mel, Dave Taylor back for his maybe a second stint at Origin. What's your impressions of him during camp?
He's fit and he's confident. He's doing the little things much better these days at his club, and I think he understands this is a second coming for him in a way, you know, and he will, he will make up for. I think he'll play really well, and I think he's right to go.
Do you have words to him? Because you were saying at the start of the camp that he's yet to really prove himself.
I don't have to have words. I mean, players are honest with themselves. They understand, you know, what they need to do. You know, particularly at this level. You know, Dave, I think, is smart enough to understand that, you know, he's got a great opportunity here, and I think he's right to go.
How does the presence of Jacob William change the dynamic of your forward pack, now having an extra front row?
He's a very good country and western singer. Come from the bush, and he's in career best form too, to be honest with you. I mean, he's going terrific for the Warriors, a starting prop, you know, making great yards, and you know, his work rate's excellent. He's got a good motor on him. The players love having him around. You know, he's a really good team player, and he'll do a good job for us.
Obviously, Tony Milford's really not likely to play this time round, but how have you been viewing him at camp? Now is he fitting in? Do you see him as a long-term prospect for the Maroons at this stage?
Yeah, no, he's actually started talking and smiling now, which is good. So he's made some progress through the week, and he's a shy kid, and you know, and this will do them well and good, hopefully, and send him back to the mighty Raiders, and you know, hopefully, you know, more confident, better kid, and he'll play out the rest of the year, and you know, very, very well.
Now, you said at the start of the series there's a fear that drives you guys. Is the fear that this wonderful run might come to an end?
Oh, there's always a fear of that. You know, it's in the back of your mind. You can't not address that, you know, mentally. But you know, that's why we're here. You know, you got to confront it. Fear's good. You know, confront it, and you know, make sure you get on top of it. You know, so that's part of everyone's life. You know, it's. I would imagine you had a bit of fear me coming in and trying to talk to you today. You know. I might have just given a little stare and say what a stupid question that was, and you know what I mean? You know, so.
Mel, isn't that fear a bit diluted by the fact that you've won 8 straight series, though? I mean,
oh no, it's not. It's about you know, playing to your potential every time you put a jersey on, a Maroon jersey on. You know, that's our fear. You know, we want to make sure that we actually come up to scratch with that, and I realise and I understand that we've got a great challenge in front of us, but I think our people who support us and internally, you know, in the team, if we put the right effort in and play as well as we possibly can, we'll be very happy with that.
Along those lines, this could be this team's finest hour in a sense, couldn't it?
You know, again, we don't think about those things, but that's an outcome. You know, we think about what's going on through the week and how we prepared, and you know, how we front up tomorrow night. You know, it starts, you know, in the warm-up, and how well we're thinking and how there's a lot of clarity, hopefully, around our roles and responsibilities. If that's the case, well, we're in a good chance of being successful. We don't talk about winning and outcomes. We talk about, playing footy and doing the right things by a mate.
Mal, considering how close we are now to game day, has this probably been the most difficult camp in a sense that there have just been so many unanswered questions? Obviously, we heading into game one, we talked about things have been maybe too smooth for the Maroons. By contrast, has this been?
No, I disagree with that. I think it's been pretty smooth, our prep. But in saying that, we've had to endure this type of thing before, in recent times. So it's not always been smooth, but because of the culture we've created, within the Maroon camp, every hurdle's not an impossible hurdle. We always find solutions for it, and everyone is always well informed and encouraged to do their best. So it's we've handled it with a plum, and we're looking forward to the battle. This is why you play rugby league. This is why, or some of the occasions that in history when you look into the future that how you go back and people ask you about how well you played in that game. So it's about that. It's about your personal pride.
Mal, have you enjoyed the fact that everyone's talking these injuries, that New South Wales are suspecting smoke screens? Have you just sat back and laughed at?
No, I haven't laughed at anything. I mean, first and foremost, we put up our hands and said that the Blues deserved their game one victory. Point two is that yes, we've had to get through a muddled week as far as injuries are concerned, but what I'm saying is there's been clarity around our team right from the get-go. Point three is that we've got to a stage where our medical staff's done really well. The players have handled the week really well. They're very relaxed, and there's still a bit of time to go. And I'm very sure, I'm positive that our team will play well tomorrow night.
I think get your opinion on life coaches, Mel. I think Gary Dooley's been up in Coffs Harbour as a leadership expert. Craig had a life coach. Would you consider? I think that sort of this is a pretty high pressure environment. Does that sort of person have a place in rugby league?
Yeah, he has. I think so. Yeah. Like they all come from systems where you got that type of person available. We've been around long enough and understand how to prepare for footy games. That's why we've been successful, Margie. So yeah, and it's like I said, it's we don't have to rely on, in my opinion, outside influences. We've got a really good, strong group of people, great leadership who drives this footy team.
Now, given how far GI's come in a week with his injury, Billy and also Daly, just tell us a bit about the recovery they went through. Were they up all night doing things with the physio and doc, like just the commitment they've shown to actually be ready for this game? Yeah, no, they've done a tremendous job, and when they're required for treatment, they're there. We've been working diligently on their injuries, their fitness as well. Not only that, it's obviously haven't run for a while, and they've been working the gym and doing other things outside of the team environment, which is fantastic. And because of that, and because of the great work our medical staff has done, that's given them every opportunity to play tomorrow night. So it's been a good week for everybody. Were you surprised at GI's recovery? Like when he did that injury, everyone was thinking 6 to 8 weeks.
Well, he said to me when we first come in, he's going to be right. So that's what I mean with about Daly, is that they've got a really good understanding of their bodies, and and they make the decisions, and they understand that if they take an injury into a game like this, and it affects them, well, it affects the team. So we trust them to make the right decision.
Just that last one about just Jared again, Mal. You've worked and played with alongside some pretty good fullbacks. Do you like his? Do you actually admire his running style too? When you do?
Oh, he's a great player. But what I say is that Billy Slater played. This is forgotten. He made about 20 odd metres in game one. He was fantastic. He made 2 breaks. So the thing about that is that what a great spectacle that is. Jared Hayne was deserved man of the match. The Blues won, but our fullback Billy Slater wouldn't have been too far if not in front of him. To be honest with you, if we would have won that footy game, maybe Billy Slater would have got man of the match.
Thanks, folks.